Hey everyone, so this is our new assignment number 2 for Photoshop. This is the garbage pail portrait. So this will be due Thursday, September 24th at the beginning of class. If we're hopefully on campus, we'll figure out something else if we're not. But we'll have 2 solid weeks for this. So what are we going to be doing? So the Garbage Pail Kids are basically, they started out as trading cards that became popular in the 80s. They originated as a parody of dolls for young girls called Cabbage Patch Kids and quickly became notorious for being gross, outrageous, and weird. There's a long, rich history of Garbage Pail Kids, including a movie that will give you nightmares. In the vein of making fun of all things gross and uncouth, you will draw your own Garbage Pail Kid self-portrait. You'll take inspiration for your portrait from the parts of you that you dislike, or parts of you that you wish were different, that you have been made fun of for, perhaps, or that gross you out. You can also take inspiration from your personal fears, what you're worried your body will do as you grow old, the ways in which you might possibly die that scare you, etc. So really anything that fits in the vein of kind of weird, possibly gross, bizarre, uncomfortable, all that kind of stuff. And then once you have your idea, you're going to draw your portrait mimicking the visual format of the cards provided. Pay attention to the use of line and color in the original images and utilize the Photoshop drawing tools to try and emulate that style. Come up with a clever name that mirrors your own name, is your own name, but has an additional you add something to it to have hopefully alliteration and definitely to make a pun of who you are and what the image visually shows us. And then present us with a scenario and environment in which your character exists that complements him or her based on the theme that you've chosen. I will be grading based on cleanliness of image, complexity, intricacy of the drawing, and the creativity overall. At the end, the deliverables is just one file. It's going to be the JPEG version of your drawing that will show me your completely finished drawn portrait. Alright, rules. You must use the template that I have provided as it is in correct proportion and it has the proper border formatting. So I created a template for everyone, so basically we'll all be trading card size, and we'll all have the white border, and we'll all have the GPK logo at the top and the frame at the bottom for your name, etc. Alright, you may use photos of yourself or as things you want to be in your final drawing, but only as reference material to draw from. So, for instance, if you want to draw your face, which of course you're going to want to do, you can use a photo of that to draw from, but you're not going to actually use the photo itself in the image, right? So we're going to be using it as reference material to redraw. Say if you want to put a car in there, you want to draw a car, you can use a photo to look at in order to draw the car, but you're not going to actually just cut a photo of the car out and put it in the drawing. So everything in the final product will be completely drawn by you. And then I say here, the final product will have no photographic elements. I also then have a link here to the Garbage Pail Kid historical site right there. This is it behind us. I'll show it to you in just a moment. And the tools to focus on, we're going to be learning those today, those that we haven't already. Primarily the brush tool. And then a little bit more, I'm going to teach you a little bit more about layers, the move tool, the marquee tool, the lasso and the wand, a little bit about our eraser tool, transform, cut, and paste are things that we need to know, but are maybe not super used in this assignment, and the view tools, which you already know from the last assignment. So this is the website. You can go here. I'm going to show you some examples here in a moment. You can go here and check out any series that you want. They're still making these things, right? So here's 2020, so they're still making them. They still make the trading cards as well. All the trading cards are also stickers, and you can see all of the themed series in here. This is the original series. If you want to start at the beginning, just go in here and pick one and see what they look like. They all generally have the same kind of feel. So let's just start here at the beginning, and you can go through and just kind of check them out and see. Most of the old series, they actually came up, they would do one drawing and then have two different names, so sort of an alternate 4A and 4B. There it shows you there, 5A and 5B. Obviously the same image, but with different names to sort of make things more collectible. So you'll notice that there's two of them as you go through. But get a feel for how things are built, right? Obviously, you're going to have the title up here and your name down here. I have already created the template I said with the border, with the title. I've given you two different versions of the title, so you can pick the one that you like the best. And then I've put the little bubble down here that's colored. I obviously haven't put any text in it because your names are going to be different, but you can do that as well. And then everything else is going to be filled in by you. So a background, if you want to do this sort of like gradated color background, that's totally fine. But you do need to have something more than just your character, right? So character, environment, and then some sort of environmental element that helps with the overall composition. You'll see that some of these actually do have, full environments. It will all depend on what complements your image, your theme. So go through, take a look, get some ideas. Definitely, take inspiration from these, but do not copy them exactly. That's definitely not the purpose of this assignment or any of the other assignments. These are a few other sort of large examples that I can show. So, take a little while, go to the website, look around, really get a solid feel for what these things are overall, and these originally were created most likely with acrylic paint, and then they're actually acrylic paintings, and then transferred to the multimedia sort of reproduction trading card. So we're going to try and reproduce that in Photoshop. So when you look at these, take a look at how they're built, right? Sometimes they have the sort of cartoony black outlines, sometimes not so much. Sometimes they have really painterly brush strokes. Sometimes they're a little smoother. But you're generally going to want to, the goal of this is to try and mimic the style. So you're going to want to create things that have shape and form, value, all kinds of, multiple color, texture, all that kind of stuff to try and emulate what you see. These are a few student examples from the past couple of years. Right, so we're going to be, trying to figure out parts of us that maybe we feel like are unique to us or to our experience, to our feelings about ourselves or our place in the world or our fears, right? So kind of just trying to come to terms with that and maybe make it into something that's a little humorous and fun for everyone to experience. All right, so in the next video, we're going to be checking out the tools. I'm going to show you a little bit of extra, a bunch of extra tools that you may not already know, and show you a little bit about how to get started drawing.